Hey, YouTube. Well, like the Kojic say, before I take it back, I'll add something to it. Did y'all see Donald Trump today? Now, baby, listen. I know it is much more common to come on YouTube and talk about TV shows, celebrity gossip, and stuff like that. And that's fun, whatever. But this dude, I can't even remember what we were arguing about last week. Every fucking day, we got to sit up here and watch this man prove that he's not a president. All right, so Donald Trump gave this damn press conference, his impromptu press conference at Trump Tower today. I came in the house right when he was at the started to take questions. He was absolutely unhinged, and what he basically said was, what he said, the original statement that he made, not only does he not take it back, he added something to it. This is the real Donald Trump. You get to see him. That's why they got to keep him away from the mic. They probably wouldn't even let him have press conferences. Everybody's been talking about how he hasn't given a press conference for so long. Because he wasn't ready. The White House knew he wasn't ready for a press conference. That's why he just does the little tweets where nobody can see him. And you can throw a rock and hide your hand. A lot of spiritual ideologies coming here. Throw a rock and hide your hands. Twitter. This dude, he in here, he just became totally unhinged. People ask him a question. He gets mad at the interviewers. He's constantly telling them that they're fake news. Go ahead, fake news. What kind of a president of anything? I don't give a damn if you're the president of a company. What kind of president get up there and insult all the people who are supposed to be interviewing him? No matter how he feels about mainstream media, they are mainstream media. That means when they say something, people listen. So we all hear him coming apart. And he's going to come here and talk about the infrastructure, but he couldn't leave it alone. He talked about infrastructure, his plan to build all these roads in there, all this stuff he's going to build. Talk is cheap. And then he called somebody else up there to take questions. Before the person starts taking the questions, he loses his goddamn mind. Oh, this is crazy, man. This Donald Trump, he equates Nazis, skinheads, neo-Nazis and white supremacists. All these people, he thinks they have a right to go and represent. And that the people who are anti any of these groups are just as bad. They're equal. So we shouldn't protest prejudice and hatred. That should not be protested. We should not stand in their way. They have a right to come there with their brass knuckles, baseball bats, bottles of mace and all that. And we're supposed to just get out the way and let them have their voice. No, since when does this country give people like that a voice? Why don't we parade all the murderers, put them on the street, and give them some baseball bats and razors and things, and tell them that now they have a voice? Donald Trump is trying to normalize racism in this country. He want to make it great again. Well, who knows when he thought it was great? Stop, boy. My baby's scratching. When is he saying it was great? The 50s? Or is he going farther back? I won't say it. Yes, I will. If he tried to go back, stop, boy. Come here. I can't put him up here because he got that thing on his head. I don't want to show him. He embarrasses my baby. All right. Let me try to be coherent here. All right, so I didn't want to come here talking about Trump no more. I'm sick of talking about him. But it's unavoidable. Weren't we just on the brink of nuclear war? What was it, 4 days ago? That was the conversation 4 days ago, right? We done came through that. This man, they done had a riot. They done had a riot in Charlottesville. He's made a statement, was criticized for his statement by both parties and everyone in between. Though he comes on with some prepared thing he reads off a teleprompter. Was that yesterday? God, it's hard to keep up with the time. And now today he goes back and take all that back. He lets us know that was just someone else wrote that. It was prepared. All he had to do was look at the screen and read it. A prepared statement. He skipped over that and went right back to how he really believes, what he really feels. Donald Trump is a racist. I don't think there's any way around that. Now, people are going to say, well, maybe he doesn't know he's a racist. Oh, maybe he just is sympathizing with people being treated equally. Bullshit. He's a racist. This man is a multi-billionaire. He done been all over the world 10 times. He knows what a racist is. When he came on that show talking about, I don't know what a white supremacist is. Oh, David Duke, who is that? I don't know who he is. And then they got film clip of him talking about the man a few years before that. He's a liar. And I think we have to stop with all this political. He's always whining about political correctness. We have to get over this political correctness as far as Donald Trump. If he's a liar, we should be able to say that man's a liar. He's lying. Half the shit that come out of his mouth is a lie. Beware the man who is constantly calling other people fake news, constantly calling other people liars. All the things that he is constantly accusing other people of being, that's what he is. He calls CNN, MSNBC, CBS, ABC, NBC, they're all liars. But the only one we see lying is him. This is terrible. This man needs to be out of the White House. I don't know. Ugh. I just can't even imagine. I get up at 7 o'clock every morning now. I get up pretty early to take the dog out, but lately, pop on the TV and see what that motherfucker has done. Excuse me. I said I wasn't going to be politically incorrect, but I don't want to go to calling the president motherfuckers. But to see what Trump has done today, and every day he doesn't disappoint. Isn't this man supposed to be, I can't even remember what happened last week. He done got into it with all these countries and involved Venezuela. Oh, that was 4 days ago? What about Kim Jong-un? He done backed out. That's the only way you do it because it ain't got nothing to do with Trump. Trump forgot all about that. He done went on to the next thing. His mind works like Twitter. It's just a little brief sentence and he pops off to something else. Then all the controversy that these press conferences gave before, with all the controversy that stirred up, you would think he would be careful about what he says. Nope. Before he take it back, he added something to it. This man has showed us that he thinks he's racist. Apparently, he thinks that they just rank in the millions because he's catering to like the worst people on earth. He considers that to be his base. How many of those people are there really? People who are hardcore racists. How many of them are there? He must be protecting them because he shares some of their beliefs. I believe that's so. I do believe that Donald Trump feels that he is superior or make him supremacist, but not only because of his race. I think he thinks he's superior to most white people as well. Forget the fact that he has practically no vocabulary. He's almost as bad as I am as far as finding his words when he's talking. It always ends up fabulous, fantastic, just these little words that he used. He doesn't have very much vocabulary. Somehow or other, he done talked his way into a lot of money. I don't understand why. So I ain't gonna understand everything, but we'll never know the truth about him because he's a liar. And I think we should be able to say that the president is a liar. He's a liar. He lies. He lies constantly. He never stops lying. And I am really offended by the way he treats the press. I find that very offensive. That everybody is fake news. And he's the only one lying. What kind of sense does that make? And then he couldn't even control himself enough to have a coherent press conference. He's in there arguing with them people like he's on a schoolyard some goddamn where. Donald Trump is my Angela. I love you. I use her little ditty more than anything else that I will quote. When someone shows you who they are, believe them. Donald Trump. He showed you who. I'm sure clips will be on here on YouTube. We'll be talking about it for another 3 days. And then guess what? In 3 days, he will fuck up again. That's who he is. All right.